Hello, Alan Weaver here. We are at the beginning of an amazing journey. You're watching this video because you feel and you know that there is a book inside of you. In this video, I'm going to share the number one thing you need to do before you can get your book published. You ready? Let's go. So what's the number one thing you need to do before you can get your book published? First, you need to write it. I know, it seems obvious, but over the years I've met too many people to count who tell me all about their book ideas. Then when I ask them where they are in their writing process, 9 times out of 10 they haven't even started. Their book idea is still locked away in their heads. Your book won't write itself. Before you can get it out to the world, you have to write it. You have to make a daily decision. Now, you can choose to sit back and let your idea remain a dream, or you can get to work getting the book done, but you can't do both. And if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that life is a precious gift, and so are the opportunities God gives us. Now we have an opportunity in 2021, and it won't last forever. I believe everyone has at least one book in them, but I know that everyone won't go through the process of bringing it out. Whether you're writing a cookbook or a personal biography of your family's history, a children's book or a how-to book, a hopeful New York Times best-selling novel, or any other type in between, you need to go through the writing process to see your dream become reality. You may be saying, Alan, I don't know where to start. My life is busy. I've got a lot on my plate. And even if I could find the time, I don't know where to begin. Do I begin at page 1? Don't worry, I got you covered. Here are 2 steps you can do to help get started on writing your book. Number 1, don't find time to write, make time to write. My first novel, Speedsuit Powers, was actually the second book I wrote. But it was the first book that I had to put this step into practice. It was the year 2008, and I was working in the city, in New York City, and I was married, and I was active in church, and my commute in the morning to work was an hour. My days were taken up with work, and my nights were taken up with ministry. I wanted to write Speedsuit Powers, but I was discouraged because I couldn't find time to write. I was looking for large blocks of time, at least 2 to 3 hours, but I didn't have it. It was then when I had to make a shift from trying to find time to making time. And that shift occurred one night when I was watching a TV show. It dawned on me that one day people could be watching my story if I made time to write it. I spent a few hours a week watching TV, so I began to DVR the shows and write during their time slots. This led me to look for other ways to make time for writing. Suddenly, there was time available everywhere. I began writing on my hour-long commute into the city, then on my lunch break at work, then on my commute home from the city. And when I had to spend a long time in the bathroom, you know what I mean. Instead of taking a magazine to read, I took my notebook, my pen, and I kept writing. I even stayed up late or got up early in the morning to make time to write. Making time helped me to set writing goals with definitive deadlines. So instead of looking for large blocks of time, change your perspective and make time during your moments of downtime. Step 2. Write wherever you want to begin. I know some writers who start writing with the very first scene and they continue chronologically until they're done. However, I'm wired differently. And so when I write a book, I go wherever the inspiration is. This may be the very first scene, it may be the middle, it may be a middle passage, or it may be the end. But I tend to look at the process as connecting the dots. Each dot is a scene I know. Once I have it written down, I start trying to figure out what happens in between to connect one scene to the other. Remember, the important thing for you is that you start writing. This is the rough draft stage where everything is messy and fluid. You will be able to reorganize the pages and your thoughts later. What you want to do is get your thoughts out of your head and onto the page. And you can use a pen and notebook, your smartphone, your tablet, or computer to do so. So if you haven't started writing the rough draft of your book yet, I want you to start today. Make time today and begin with a brain dump and write down all your thoughts and ideas associated with your book. Don't worry about editing yet. That comes later. Just get your idea out of your head and onto the page. And if you already have the idea on the page, then take time today to develop what you have already written. So where are you in the writing process? Leave a comment below and let me know. In the next video, I will share what to do after the brain dump to organize what you've written so you can further develop it. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and subscribe to this channel. Remember, your book won't write itself, so make time to write and write wherever the inspiration is. Start today, and I'll see you in the writer studio.